You guys have got to be like, he's bold wearing a white sweatshirt in this site. Well guys, welcome back to another Pacific Bin video. So in this video, I'm going to be breaking down what it's going to take for us to get power here on the site. Breaking down the cost of what the electrical company is going to charge to pull cabling, set transformers, set meters, down to the process that we had to go through of digging a 3-foot deep trench down a 400-foot stretch of driveway. I'll just be breaking it down, giving you some of the lessons learned, and yeah, if you have any questions, please drop them down below in the comments. I answer every comment, and I just love chatting with you guys. So yeah, let's jump into it. So the process to get power on site is kind of tricky. So in order for you to have the power company actually come out here and run power back to your home, you have to have an approved set of plans from the county saying, hey, he can actually build this home here. And then they'll go, okay, now we can actually pull power back here, now that we know this home is going to be real. So I am about a week out from getting my building permit, and as soon as I get that, I'm going to have the power company scheduled to come out and pull cabling all the way back here to the site. So I think this is actually my most expensive cost so far. Actually, no, the boxes were more expensive all in. But this is my second most expensive cost, and that was $27,000 for the power company to set a new junction box on the other side of the street, pull the high voltage cabling, set a transformer, and then also set a meter on the home. And all in, that's going to be about $27,000, which in my opinion is absolutely ridiculous, because I was the one having to dig the trench all the way down the driveway. I had to buy all the pipe, lay the pipe down the driveway, but who else are you going to go to? And I explored going the solar route. I know a lot of you have commented that on Instagram and other YouTube comments. It doesn't make sense here in the forest. I would have to clear out a huge chunk of land, which I honestly love the forest and it looks so cool. I wouldn't want to do that to it. So I'm not able to go the solar route, but all in from the power company, it's about $27,000 to have them do all their stuff on site. So while I was waiting on my building permit, I met with the utility project manager who's going to be dealing with getting all this power to site here at the bin. And I was like, hey, what do we have to do to make this go as quick as possible? So as soon as I do have my building permit, you guys can come slam cables in the ground, set the transformer, set the meter, and get us up and running with power. So the plan we came up with is they said I'd have to dig a 3-foot deep trench and lay a 2-inch PVC pipe all the way down this run, which I ended up just laying two runs down this 400-foot stretch. I hated the idea of potentially having one of the pipes fail or one of the pull cables going through the pipe bust or something, and we would have to dig this back up. So I just threw a second run in there just for a little insurance policy. And for future use down the road, if we do want to run low voltage, I can use that second run to run low voltage, which is like internet cabling down the driveway. So as I mentioned, this is the trench, or this is the end of the trench where the transformer is going to sit. So the transformer is going to sit right here. So in the way that all this works is that the high voltage cabling will be coming all the way down the driveway. It'll terminate here at this transformer, and the transformer takes it from this high voltage down to a more usable voltage, which will run the 400 amp service over to the home. So like I said, this was a whole weekend for us digging this up. It was absolutely backbreaking, just hopping in and out of the trenches. Fortunately, trying to beat the rain so that we got it in, because one of my biggest fears is that if we excavated all this out and all the soils got rained on, it would take forever for the trench to dry back out if we backfilled with wet soils. So we lucked out, caught a 2-day window where it wasn't raining. We're able to backfill, lay new rock over the driveway, and get it all polished up. So currently we are all set and squared away for the power company to come back out and pull all their cabling through. So that's actually what these cables are used for. So there's these yellow nylon cables running all the way down the driveway, and what the power company is going to do is at the very front of the driveway, they'll tie these ropes onto their high voltage line and pull them all the way through to back here, which is where they're going to be connecting to the transformer. So as I'm headed towards the front of the property, transformer's like right back there for reference. This is pretty much right where we dug that trench up. And it runs all the way down the driveway here. And one of our biggest struggles when digging the trench was that there's a whole bunch of large boulders in the driveway, like large, like, I don't know, probably like 1 foot diameter boulders, which this used to be like a long, like hundreds and hundreds of years ago. This used to be a riverbed. So there's a whole bunch of river rock as you get like around 2.5 feet deep. So it just took us forever to dig this trench. And it was a pain in the butt when we were backfilling it, because once you set all the piping down on the ground, you don't just want to like take your excavator and dump all this heavy stuff right back on top of the pipes, because especially as you're running more trucks and equipment back and forth, you would hate to have one of those rocks go poke through your conduit, which would make it so that you couldn't pull the cable through. So as my dad was doing some of the bigger backfilling over top, I would come down the whole trench and pack in all the like light, softer dirt over the top, and then also take some fine gravel over the top, just to make sure that the bigger boulders aren't actually just smashing the pipes, making the pipes like inoperable. So that was one of our biggest struggles, and something I would highly recommend you do is just like taking your time backfilling. Like if you're doing this, it's totally worth the time instead of having to potentially dig up the whole thing again, which would suck. And actually having to pull cables in the pipes right now, we were able to just check and confirm that none of the pipes were damaged in the backfill process. You can pretty much freely pull them one way or another. So that's a good way to check. And we would check every like 20 or 30 feet just to make sure we didn't damage anything. So we can go swing up by the front of the property now, which is where I can show you exactly what the power company's plan is to tag into these pipes that we just laid. So let's go check it out. Okay, so I'm at the front of the property here, and this is where the 2 pipes that we laid that I showed you all the way from 400 feet down there, they run all the way down the driveway and they stop right here. And so this is where my scope of the project sort of falls off, and this is where the power company picks up. So what the power company is going to do is on the other side of the street, they have to set a new junction box, because the current junction box that's feeding all the homes that are down that way is full. So that's part of where that $27,000 is so stinking expensive, because they're not only paying to have a company come out and bore underneath the road and set a conduit under the road, but they're also having to set a completely new junction box that will service the 3 lots that are here, my lot and the other 2 that are further over there. But yeah, so the power company will trench under the road, set their conduits, and then from the junction box on the other side of the road, they will tag over here, hop into the pipes that I set, and pull it all the way back. So that's the rough plan for getting power out here. Yeah, if you guys have any questions or concerns or stuff that I'm totally missing, please drop it in the comments down below. I always answer everyone's comment. And if you guys aren't following along on Instagram, you're definitely gonna wanna check that out. That's where I put all the like most up-to-date recent information about what I'm doing at the bin, showing all the nitty-gritty of me actually working on site, getting this thing knocked out. You're gonna wanna check that out. Like just a couple weeks ago, we took a helicopter from Seattle, flew it out here, and we showed some people the property. But yeah, it's been a really fun project. I really appreciate all the support so far. If you guys don't mind liking and subscribing, I really appreciate it, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.